sir.
Questions? Start on the right side with Gabe.
Can you just take us through how Jake continues to progress and how important is he, especially the way LSU defends, to get the ball into the hands of those receivers?
Let me say this is number one is I'm totally impressed, and I thank Jake for Saturday's performance. Like a lot of college athletes, especially this time of year, not only dealing with school and practice and all the hours they put in to deal with the injuries that, it's a contact sport, so that happens. And, in the Ole Miss game, Jake had suffered a injury on his throwing shoulder. Okay, so he finishes out that game, and then he comes the next week before the next game, and basically we practiced the whole week, and he does not throw a football. So basically the first football he threw was Saturday in pregame because of the injury. And so, the toughness and the grit and, throwing and having some pain basically every time he threw the ball. Maybe I shouldn't be telling you guys this, but, I think it's a tribute to the kid and how tough he was and him being a true Aggie. Because he knew he was important. We had to have him play, and so he's still, he's day to day working hard every day to get his shoulder back in usable shape. And I was just very impressed with how he gritted it out on Saturday and went 19 for 32 or something like that for 250, and believe me, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for him to throw that ball down the field sometimes. So my hat's off to Jake.
We go to Ben and then Suzanne.
Do you think a lot of that toughness comes from kind of the journey that's taken him from Oklahoma State all the way to here?
I don't know. I'm just attributing mom and dad, so I don't know. I wasn't around in those times. So thanks, Dad. Thanks, Mom. All right. I don't know.
Suzanne on the right side.
Okay, Noel, with Trevor says he wants to play, Jake, but he's got a shoulder issue.
Yeah, he's been saying that for 3 weeks, Trevor. Yeah.
But he came in and told us.
Yes.
And so Jake's got a shoulder issue, possibly, or still. So who's the backup quarterback in case you need him? Number 3.
Well, we've got Nick and we've got Connor. We got to just visit with Connor. So we've got both those guys, and that we've been repping both of those guys in practice. So it's kind of now it's like quarterback by committee at this point. And both Jake and both Trevor are working hard every day to in treatment and trying to prepare themselves to get ready to play. What happens, I don't know yet.
Because I know, 2 weeks ago, you told us to ask you on Thursday, which was kind of a trick since you're not available on Thursday. But
this week, ask me on Friday.
On Friday?
Yeah.
There you go. But did you all ever talk to Nick at all about giving up a red shirt?
Yes.
And that's still a possibility.
Of course, Coach Sullivan's always going to do 100% what's best for the young man, for any of the players. Nick, I could tell you this. Nick is, he's got a really, really bright future in my estimation. He's prepared the last 2 or 3 weeks to be there if we need him, and he will again this week. So, Nick has been the consummate. Is there an M? Consummate? The consummate team guy, because Nick, if you ask Nick, he says, Coach, just whatever I need to do to help this football team win and be successful, I will do. So, he's also been great about it.
Go to the back, Daryl.
Coach, could you talk about the challenges that LSU defense is going to present you guys trying to move the football and score?
Yeah, very, very talented. Senior, junior, heavy defense, athletic, can run. Reminds me of about 4 or 5 of the other ones we played so far this year, right? David does a great job down there with them. Their front, key and in that defensive front, they're athletic enough and physical enough to really give you issues with just four to five guys in the front. But what I tell you, what impresses me most when you watch them on film is how those cats run to the football. Obviously they're a very athletic group, and they play a lot of man-to-man coverage, but those guys run to the football, and when they get there, they're not in a very good mood. So it'd be a great challenge for us.
Right side, Gabe, then Ben.
Especially with that press man and Josh probably getting some single coverage. I mean, is this a game where you feel like Jake needs to be more than a game manager but a play maker for you guys?
Yeah, I think you got to have some explosive, obviously, right? You got to have some explosives against teams like this, which is what, we've done in the past against teams. You hit a couple posts or hit some fade routes, whatever. All right. What I'm excited about is our guys on the outside and Josh and Christian, and I'm really excited about how Ricky played this last weekend. He really kind of has overcome the, bad ankle and all those things, and he finally looks like he's back to 100%. And then Speedy had a good game. And so those four guys and a couple of those other guys, I'm really excited about them. And yes, Jake is going to. You got to throw some balls in some tight windows against a group like this, and then you got to get a lot of 50-50 balls up there, and our guys have to go make the plays for them.
Right side, Ben, then Sam.
Talk a little bit more about Jake's toughness. I mean, how impressive have you been with the way he's been able to hang in the pocket and deliver balls when he's needed to?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, he's not 100% comfortable with his arm strength right now because of that. And, he took a couple shots even this last Saturday and the last two Saturdays where he's hung in the pocket and, got the ball out to our guys. So, like I said before, it's been pretty impressive. I mean, I was really impressed Saturday. I get mad because, I'm always mad if they don't complete every pass. We don't score on every play. But when I went back and watched the film on Jake, he kind of, we gave him a piece of rawhide. He clinched down on his teeth like this, and he said, "Let's go," which was kind of cool. I mean, to me, he was a Texas A&M Aggie that day.
He didn't actually chop down the rawhide.
No.
Right up front, Sam.
Getting to mix and match a little bit up front on the O-line. How do you feel about where they are right now heading into this game?
Good. When Connor went out, so we've kind of had to flip. That missed 2 weeks ago or so. Jim's had to, and then Jermaine went out there that first play, I think, of the game the other day. So he had to obviously, shuffle some guys around in there. But I feel good. I think we're kind of back right now without Connor. And I tell you, the guy who has come on and really been solid the last couple of weeks is Keaton. But I think now he's got, both those guys back out of tackle, and I think they're kind of back at home again in the offensive line. So I feel comfortable about that.
All right. Thank you for your time.